way the real rappers being real with self. My life can see the glory of the coming of the left. I can't do it by myself, so I'm asking for help. It's time to switch it up, put the hip shit on the shelf. Cause the way the real rappers being real with self. My life can see the glory of the coming of the left. I can't do it by myself, so I'm asking for help. Money, money, money. That's all you got to do. I know he's like Kanye West says, having money is not everything, not having it is. No, Deuteronomy 8:18 says God gives us the ability to create wealth. It's the love of money that's wrong. You don't like money so much, why you get up and go to work? Yeah, I do think about money. I'm just trying to leave a legacy for money. It's not everything, but when you got it, you can do some cool stuff. Now, your host for Talking Money in the Morning, financial mentor to the working class,
Good morning, Black world, and welcome to Talking Money in the Morning Live with your main man, H. Cortez, the one and only financial health mentor to the Black community, everybody's favorite fatherpreneur, where I do my absolute best to bring practical yet proven wealth building strategies to working men and women all over this great nation of ours. It's truly an honor, a privilege, and a blessing to come to you live and direct from the Black Wealth Movement Studios here in St. Louis, Missouri. And if you are not familiar with the Black Wealth Movement, then you need to get familiar. That is, if your goal is to build generational wealth. The Black Wealth Movement teaches people how to build an empire from scratch, starting with tax minimization, debt elimination, credit education, asset accumulation, and of course, entrepreneurship. You are not building a legacy. You're not building wealth in this country without business ownership. Let me say that again. You are not building wealth in this country without business ownership. And let me be clear, because a lot of people get it twisted. You don't have to run a business in order to own a business, but you better get yourself a piece of this American pie. And in fact, for the month of June is asset accumulation month for the Black Wealth Movement. So are you positioning yourself to own a piece of America? Do you have your brokerage account? Are you dealing with your financial people so that you can put your money to the side and say, hey, it is asset accumulation month for the month of June. Let me go out and buy me a piece of America. If you want to know more information about the Black Wealth Movement, all you got to do is click on the link in the description. Not only will you learn about our income shifting strategy, but everybody who clicks on that link will enter for a chance to win a luxury getaway of 1 to 10 different destinations. So we are so serious about spreading the message of income shifting that I'm giving away 5 free trips every week for anybody who just takes a look at our income shifting strategy. So click on the link below, financialfreedomfightersgiveaway.com, and you can enter to win a luxury giveaway. Do me a huge favor. If you're checking us out on YouTube, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. We are fighting like heck to get to 2,000 subscribers, y'all, and we are not there yet. We're getting close, but not there yet. So let me see exactly where we are. We are at 1,968 subscribers. So if you have not already hit the subscribe button on YouTube, please do so. It's going to allow us to continue to spread the message of income shifting and generational wealth building. Tia Alicia, Smiley's daughter, food services in the building. So welcome to the show over there on YouTube, Queen. Always shout yourself out, because if you ain't shouting you out, I don't know who in the heck is. You can always interact with the show on YouTube the same way you do on Facebook, and make sure that you rate the show thumbs up, thumbs down, and share from YouTube as well. My Facebook family, you guys know that you have to pay your cost of admission to hang with the Financial Health Mentor in the morning. And what is the cost of admission? A simple share. Just hit the share button, y'all. It helps us get this information in front of more and more people. And there's a saying that says, in order for evil to prevail, all that needs to happen is for good people to do nothing. Well, guess what? In order for ratchetness to prevail on your timeline, all it takes for you to do is to do nothing when good stuff shows up on your timeline. So instead, the more you like and share quality programming on Facebook, because of the algorithm, the more this type of programming shows up on your news feed. So make sure that you are doing that. Also, I've got a special offer for my entrepreneurs out there. As you heard me say, mentioned briefly a moment ago, if you have a product service that you can distribute nationally and you want to get in front of my audience, I have a very special promo package that will put you in front of 1,000 people live during my free trip getaway on Friday, 8 p.m. Central Time. So inbox me if you have a product or service and you would like to get in front of my audience. It will cost you just $15 for a 5-minute interview as we dole out those luxury getaways. So I will do my drawing, my selection of my winners live, and you can take part in that show 8 p.m. Central Time this Friday. $15 gets you in front of anywhere between 1,000 and 2,500 people live during this show. So you can get you some new clients, customers, sell a few products. If you want to invest in yourself, there hasn't been anybody who has ever been on my show and didn't sell products or get leads or something, some benefit from marketing through my channel. So if you're interested in that, hit me up in the inbox and I will kind of break down the details on how that's going to go. But I believe that's going to be a huge, huge deal for us every Friday night because people are going to be tuned in live to see if they can win one of those luxury giveaways. And really quickly, we have 5 locations in Mexico. And then we also have Vegas, Orlando, Branson, Missouri, Gatlinburg, Tennessee, and Williamsburg, VA. So if you're interested in winning one of those trips, putting your name in the hat, click on the link in the description, financialfreedomfightersgiveaway.com. And just for checking out the income shifting overview, you enter for a chance to win. And here's what's cool. Once you get inside that app, if you decide to share that app, every time you share that app, you get more chances to win. So you can increase your chances of winning by inviting your people to come and take a look at income shifting as well. And who knows, you might win that trip to Vegas. So let me see, who do we have in the building before we get started today? We know we got the paper girl is in the building, always deliver, always on our paper route. Real Talk with Reggie is in the building. D King is in the building. I know. Tara, I drink tea in the morning. This is something called oolong tea because it has some fat burning properties. I use that because I'm trying to get my 2-pack going in my stomach, right? But what I also do is I also infuse it with coconut oil. That's why you always see me stir it before I sip, because the coconut oil sits on the top, and I don't like to just drink straight coconut oil. Even though you can, if you're sick, coconut oil is wonderful. If you don't know the health benefits of coconut oil, you might want to do a little research on that. But yeah, it's oolong tea, sweetened with Black Mama agave and infused with a little coconut oil. Coconut oil actually helps me skip breakfast because it fuels me and makes me feel full. And then it turns my body into fat burning mode instead of carb burning mode so that I can burn fat and not just calories. Who else? Mono's Money is in the building, the debt to set strategies. And Carrie Mays is also in the building. And I see Nada Black, so that means Credit Keys is also in the building. And then Boutique House Enterprises out of Gary, Indiana. Welcome, welcome, welcome to this morning show. So we're talking about Operation Elevation. There are some things that entrepreneurs should be doing, and everybody, everywhere you turn, there's always people talking about that. But today I'm going to talk to you about 16 things that you might want to stop doing as an entrepreneur. So here's the deal, y'all. And this is from, you guys know I always give you the source. So that means this article that I'm checking out comes from Inc.com. So you guys are familiar with INC magazine. So this is their website, Inc.com. Good morning from Georgia. And Yashika, we don't do links, but I appreciate you shouting out your brand. It sounds like Amar Shan's Custom Events. Good. So give me the name of the brand. I know the link is there. I can't see what the link actually opens up to be, but give me the name of the Facebook page or the name of your brand. It looks like you do events, which is cool. Or is that just an event that you got coming up? So we don't do links, but I do want you to shout out the name of your brand and what it is that you do a little bit. Also, any first-time viewers on the show, anybody comment first time if this is your first time checking this out this morning. We like to always recognize our first-time viewers. So number one thing that entrepreneurs need to stop doing, we're talking about Operation Elevation, right? What's going on, Lakeisha, out of Vegas? That means she is the jury girl out of Vegas. And you guys notice how some people just put in their names in, and I know their brands, right? You got to get everybody that you know to that level to where they see your face and they automatically recognize your brand. Kimberly Sawyer said, first time out of Las Vegas. Well, welcome, Kimberly. Glad to have you on the line. Right. So number one, you must stop glorifying overworking yourself. It's a Body Sculpt Laser Center, Eva. Welcome. I like that. And Eva is also a first time. Everybody congratulate Eva and Kimberly for jumping on for the first time. So number one of the things that entrepreneurs tend to do is we like to glorify overworking ourselves. Stop doing that, y'all. According to INC magazine, it says, yes, a consistent level of high work ethic is a job requirement, but balance is necessary for long-term success. Running from your feelings by overworking yourself isn't healthy. Women's Guide to Surviving to and Through the Storm. Okay, I like that. Appreciate that. So first thing you have to stop doing as an entrepreneur, stop glorifying overworking yourself. Because what you got to understand is a lot of entrepreneurs love production, but you have to love efficiency as much as you love production. And when you're glorifying all of the hard work that you're doing in your business, especially if you're talking about you work hard for every dime you get, that's a sign that you are financially illiterate. If you glorify the fact that you work hard for every dollar you get, that's a sign that you're financially literate, because you're not supposed to be working hard for every dollar you get. Some of those dollars are supposed to be working hard for you. Number two, ignoring their mental and emotional well-being. And this is good because we are right smack in the middle of Mental Health Awareness Month. Some of you guys seen that I shared my testimony not long ago on some of the things that I went through. I literally woke up without my right mind before, right? So mental health and emotional well-being is extremely important. Entrepreneurs are on a roller coaster ride, and you got to know how to be even keel. Take care of your mental and emotional well-being. Entrepreneurs suffer from chronic stress, anxiety, and depression more than the average person. Stop hiding and start investing in yourself by meeting with therapists or life coaches. Don't stress yourself out, man, because you're an entrepreneur. Take care of your emotional well-being. Number three, these are things that you need to stop doing as an entrepreneur. Stop thinking you're the center of everything. I get it. So if I was watching me, I would be saying to myself, message, stop thinking you're the center of everything. Believe it or not, you do not have to build a massive personal brand to run a successful company. Now, don't get it twisted. You do need a personal brand if you are a solopreneur. But this is in reference to somebody who's building a company, has got employees going through startup phases. Maybe they've taken loans, got investors, and they're building a company. You don't need a personal brand. The company needs to be well branded. But if you are a solopreneur like me, I am the brand. So I do need to make sure that I'm doing certain things to make sure that my personal brand is continuing to grow and evolve and elevate. So stop thinking you're the center of everything. Message for me. Number 4, judging and condemning 9-to-5ers. Entrepreneurs, you got to stop doing this, right? You guys never hear me bashing people with jobs. What you will hear me do is try to educate the people with jobs to get them to understand that if you have a job and you add a 1099 to your job, you can build wealth faster than anybody else on the planet. Why? Because you have the stability of a weekly or bi-weekly paycheck. You add a business to run in conjunction with your job. Now you get all of the tax write-offs as an entrepreneur or any other business that's going to save you tens of thousands of dollars. And if you understand how to take those tens of thousands of dollars and use that to eliminate debt, use that to start investing, you have an ability to build wealth like nobody's business if you have a job. So we have to stop. Just because you beat to a different drum doesn't mean that you are by that alone better or worse than people who enjoy a different pace. Check your ego, people, entrepreneurs. You don't have to bash people with jobs. Just like they will never understand us as entrepreneurs, we will never understand them as somebody who works for somebody else, but it doesn't make us better, doesn't make us worse, doesn't make them better, doesn't make them worse, doesn't make them weak because they want to get a job, right? A lot of times people, when it comes to 9-to-5ers, because we understand what it takes to build a business, we think that we are stronger than those who work 9-to-5s, and that's not the case, y'all. So let's stop with the judging and the condemning of the 9-to-5ers. Is it good stuff? Anybody agree or disagree with any of these things so far? What's up, Joseph McKee? The Learn and Earn coach is in the building. It's work having a job and a business, but it must be done. Yeah. If you want to accelerate, accelerate your entrepreneurial or your wealth building game plan, then add a 1099 to your job, right? Nakia says, I'm fine just with a business. Yeah, most of us are, but there's nothing wrong with having a job. And then if you do have a job, my advice to everybody is, hey, add a business on the side of that so you can give yourself a $200 to $600 pay raise with adjusting your W-4. Make sure you are learning how to properly write off your lifestyle. That's going to save you $5,000 to $7,000 on average per year in taxes. You take that $5,000 to $7,000 per year and you invest it, even if it's just 8%, you will have $1,100,000 invested by the time in 15 years if you did that. Right? That's what we teach as part of the Black Wealth Movement. You don't have to give up your job if you don't want to, but you're not going to build wealth working a job alone, because taxes, inflation, and debt are going to rob you of your ability to build wealth. But one of the things that you can do to answer taxes, debt, and inflation is add a home-based business that lowers your taxes, take the tax savings, use that to eliminate your debt. And then once your debt is gone, you have money to start investing. And now your money is growing faster than a rate of inflation. Everybody clear? So stop bashing 9-to-5ers. Number 5, using buzzwords that bolster your self-esteem. Another message for me, right? I like to use buzzwords or big words that try to sound like I'm important, like I am that dude, and it's not necessary, y'all. I know I do it, but it's not necessary. Growth hacking, monetization, data mining, big data, influencer marketer. Those are the things that you're trying to, those are some of the words that you're trying to use to bolster your self-esteem when all you just a network marketer. You just a home business owner. You see what I'm saying? You don't need to do that. If you are doing what you're supposed to be doing in your business, you should be bolstering your esteem through your production and your efforts and enjoying the ride along the way. So let me just recap 1 through 5 first, and then we'll move on. Anybody agree or disagree? Number 1, stop glorifying that you're working yourself to death. That ain't cute, right? Number 2, stop ignoring your mental and emotional well-being as an entrepreneur. It is a roller coaster ride, and that's what you signed up for, and it's okay. Number 3, thinking that you are the center of everything. Nah, you ain't, so stop it. Number 4, stop judging and condemning 9-to-5ers. Number 5, using buzzwords to bolster your self-esteem. You don't have to try to make yourself sound like something that you are not. You are a hardworking entrepreneur. That's it, right? Number 6, stop focusing on raising money rather than generating revenue. This is where I have to agree with Mark Cuban. He said, if you take a loan out to start a business, you're a moron. But he actually used some expletive. But you have to think about is a lot of entrepreneurs are trying to raise money instead of generating revenue. I do the exact opposite. I'm trying to generate revenue all the time. And the way I try to generate all of my revenue is in a passive way, right? So GoFundMe accounts are cool, but steady revenue is how you build wealth and prove your value, right? So think about this. You got a GoFundMe account, and now you're trying to seek investors to help you build your business. And they're going to say, hey, how did you raise your startup capital? Oh, I did a GoFundMe. And as an investor, I got to be thinking to myself, I don't know if your model works, because the way you raise another person that says, how did you raise revenue for your startup costs? And this person says, hey, we're doing this amount in sales. Our sales and our revenue has increased month over month. We've also shrank our expenses over the same amount of time. Now, as an investor, I'm thinking to myself, that's a solid model. Those are quantifiable numbers that I can study, I can dig into, and I can see if there's going to be growth here in the future. Generate revenue in your business, right? Because once you can generate revenue, then you can always scale up. Steve Harvey has a great video out. He says, the power of 10. He says, if you can do something to make $10, what's up, Rasan? If you can do something to make $10, then all you have to do is scale that up times 10 to make $100. Whatever you did to make that $100, then you intensify your efforts times 10, and you should be eventually able to make $1,000 doing the same thing. Whether it's cutting hair, whether it's painting, whether it is selling products or services, whatever it is, if you can make $1,000, then you can scale your efforts up times 10 and make $10,000, right? And the power of 10 just continues to grow as long as you're willing to scale your efforts up, right? There's nothing wrong with that. Sales, sales, sales. You're absolutely right. So many people have a fear of selling, and you got to get over that if you're going to be an entrepreneur, right? So generate revenue instead of raising money. Number 7, eliminating all downtime. Again, this goes back to one of the early ones. Maximum productivity is a byproduct of full engagement in each moment. Downtime is necessary to re-energize, strategize, and self-regulate. Guys, I went through this process after running on fumes for about 12 months. I finally got a chance to get some downtime. Shout out to Dr. Winter Bobo. We were in a mountain retreat that they invited me to, and I got to kick back and really enjoy myself, unwind. In fact, we're doing it again next May. So excited to be partnered with that wonderful power couple out of Memphis, Tennessee. And in fact, they called it the reboot retreat. And you talk about somebody needing a reboot. I needed to reboot. Now, here's what's funny. I was still outpacing my competition running on fumes. Now that I've gone just last month, a couple weeks ago, and now it hadn't even been a full month. Now that I've gone and rebooted, my haters didn't want to see that. In fact, my haters are hiring now because I got them working so hard, right? If you need a job, my haters are hiring, right? Nakia says stillness is everything. Yeah, you got to enjoy the downtime. So don't try to eliminate all the downtime. That was one of my downfalls. I will book my calendar for 18 straight hours and back to back to back to back to back to back to back. You can only run like that for so long before you run out of gas, right? Yeah, they hiring, Giovanni. If they wanna, if you need a job, my haters are hiring because I'm on full right about now. All right, number 8. Living a chaotic and inconsistent schedule. We just talked about that. That was me before I understood how to reboot and really start to make sure that I'm enjoying and getting the most out of myself. That's by recovering fully. So learning when to shut things off. Inconsistency is not sustainable. Build a routine that works for you so that you can master your life. Build a routine. Success is not created in a day, but it is created daily. It's your daily habits that lead to your success. Are you doing things every day, routine, that's going to compound over time, and you look back and say, you know what? I'm successful not because of one major thing I did today, but because of one little thing I did every day for the last 5 years. So get a consistent schedule for yourself, right? That was number 8. Number 9, stop saying yes to everything and everyone. I want you to put this in the chat for me so that I know that you guys are still with me. No is a complete sentence. Stop saying yes to everyone and everything. Learning how to say no is an invaluable skill. No is a complete sentence. Sometimes we won't tell somebody no because we don't want to go through the explanation as to why we're saying no. No is a complete sentence. There is no explanation. The answer is no, period. End of discussion. Somebody asking you for something, the answer is no, and you got to be cool with that and keep it moving. No, I can't do that. And move on. There is no, some of us are, no, I can't do that because my son graduate. I can't do that because I got this going on. No, I can't do that because. No is a complete sentence. It's over with. Can you help me in this area, Cortez? Nah. I don't have to say why I can't help you. It's just no. Right? No is a complete sentence. Right? Yeah, flat out. And you got to get comfortable with saying that and being able to, because what happens is if you continue to say yes to everyone and everything, then everybody is pulling you into their vision and their mission. And now you're working on their mission and you're completing their vision. And who's working on yours while you helping them complete theirs? If what you're asking me to do does not in any way align up with what I'm sitting here to do, my purpose is to empower others economically, in particular those in the Black and other minority communities. If what you're doing is pulling me away from my mission, then I can't help you. If what you're doing does not fit into my downtime, because when people ask you to do something, then they have the audacity to tell you exactly when they need you to do it and how long they need you to be doing it. You ever had somebody ask you to do something and they say, hey, we've got this project going on. Can you help? Yeah, I can give you about an hour. No, man, we need you the whole time. No. I'm going to show up 5 minutes before my hour starts, and I'm going to start breaking down 5 minutes before my hour is up. And that's all I can give you because I got things to do. I got things to do. But when you're saying yes to everything, it says you don't value your own mission. You don't value your own dreams and goals. You don't value the pursuit of what you've been called here to do because you're too busy helping everybody else. All right. Number 10, fixating on the end destination and not enjoying the climb. One of my favorite songs of all times, Miley Cyrus, "It's the Climb." And one part in the song, she says, there's always going to be another mountain. And guess what? I'm always going to want to make it move. I was like, that's dope. It's the climb. There's always going to be another mountain. And I'm always going to want to make it move. So stop fixating on the end destination. You want to attain success, but once you do, you'll have your eyes set on something bigger. If you can't enjoy the process as much as the outcome, you will miss out on life. I am enjoying this road to being a billionaire, y'all. That's why I do this show. I'm documenting the process of my evolution. And this is going to add to my billion-dollar empire. I'm documenting my evolution. That's why I do this show every morning. 15 years from now, we're going to be able to go back to all of these episodes. And people want to see that everything that I've done to build this empire, I was saying I was going to do it in 2015, 16, 17, 18, live on Facebook. You guys are got to witness this whole thing, right? So make sure you're enjoying the climb, enjoy the process. Number 11, not keeping track of the important lessons they're learning early in the process. So as an entrepreneur, you have to stop not taking note of the lessons. Because if you don't take note of the lessons, you'll repeat the assignment over and over and over again, y'all. Take notes, create the blueprint for success so that you don't continue refining it and then share it with the world. Some of you guys are getting it. I see some of you guys have already started the process of doing some of the things that I'm doing. And you're saying, okay, this is working for Cortez. I see this is a process. This is a blueprint that he's living before us. Let me go back to some of his earlier videos and see how he's doing this and see, okay, this could be part of my evolution. This could be how I could document my success, my path to my riches. So I'm creating a blueprint here for my children first and foremost, but a blueprint to a lot of others who aspire to be media outlets, right? Because this is what you're watching me build. You're watching me build a media conglomerate. You're gonna say, no way did Thornton Media Group start out as a Facebook Live show. That's where it began. No way. This guy's got movies. He's international. He's got hit shows. Everywhere you go, you see Thornton Media Group, something, somewhere. No way you mean to tell me that this all started from a Facebook Live show. Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm doing. All right, this is the beginning of media for me. This is episode 398. So that is at least 398 hours of me honing and perfecting my craft, learning how to deliver a message, learning how to engage an audience. 300 hours, almost 400 hours of that, me practicing. Next, I will be in a set studio with a couple shows behind the desk. Then I will be honing my craft that way, doing this in front of a live audience, and that will stream straight to cable TV, right? My local cable networks. And I would just keep scaling up from there, right? So don't lose track of the important lessons, and make sure you're documenting so you don't have to keep refining your blueprint. You're taking the notes and you're building your blueprint as you go. Right, started from the bottom. Now we here. Number 12. This is a big one, man. A lot of entrepreneurs get caught up in worshiping the idea of entrepreneurship without stomaching the ups and downs. Worshiping the idea of entrepreneurship without stomaching the ups and downs. Entrepreneurship is a roller coaster ride, y'all. And as my mentor says, you want the ups and downs. You just don't want a flat line. Right? As an entrepreneur, I'm enjoying the ups and the downs, the ups, the climbs, and the falls. I don't mind the ups and downs. What I don't want is that flat line. You don't mess around and flatline if you don't enjoy the ups and downs. Being responsible for generating enough revenue to pay for your employees and yourself in an unstable market isn't for everyone. You need to appreciate the difficulty and decide if this is really the life you want. It's not all flashy watches and Lamborghinis, right? Those ups and downs tell me I'm alive. So I'm enjoying the way up. I'm enjoying the way down. I'm enjoying sitting on top of the mountain. I'm enjoying being down in the valleys. Because if I'm down in the valleys, I can only go one place from there, and that's up. So I'm cool. When I'm on top, I know that, okay, eventually this climb is going to start to descend. So I'm cool with that too. I just don't want a flat line. Don't worship the idea of entrepreneurship. Understand what entrepreneurship really is and get your butt to work. Number 13, focusing too much on output and not studying others. Stop that. Listen, there's nothing wrong with being goal-oriented. There's nothing wrong with having a design, a blueprint, a destination to where you want to go, but you better start taking some time and investing in you. Whether it's reading about your idols or studying your competition, you become what you meditate on. And the more you study, the faster you can move. You get what you focus on. You become what you meditate on. People are always talking about, Cortez, that's all you talk about is money, because that's what I'm focusing on so I can draw it into my life. Cortez, that's all you talk about is your legacy. Yes, because you get what you focus on. I'm in the process of building a legacy here. Cortez, that's all you talk about is your business. Yes, because that's what I'm focused on in this point of my life. My question to you is, why don't you ever talk about your legacy? Why don't you ever talk about your dreams and goals? Why don't you ever talking about becoming great? Why don't you ever talk about evolving? Lisa D, this is Inc. Magazine. 16 things all entrepreneurs should stop doing. Inc. Magazine, 16 things all entrepreneurs should stop doing. Right? So number 13 was focusing on the output. Man, I have the fortunate pleasure of being mentored by somebody who's worth over 600 million. His partner is worth over 100 million. My personal mentor is worth over 10 million. And I have other millionaires that pour into my life. I study these guys. I watch what they're doing. I'm focused fully on trying to be more and more like them every day. Yes, I'm getting my production in. I'm doing what I need to be doing. But at the same time, I'm also making sure that I'm watching those who've gone out before me. I'm studying Oprah Winfrey. I'm studying Tyler Perry. I'm studying Steven Spielberg. I'm studying Ted Turner of TNT, because I'm building a media conglomerate. You got to watch those who've gone before you. You got to study. You got to focus on. Every time I see something on TV, hear something on radio, I don't just see it and hear it in terms of a consumer. I can't help but dissect it and say, man, I like that transition. I like the way they laid that out. I like the dialogue that they created. I like the sense of urgency that they built into that particular commercial. I like the way they moved me to tears with that tear-jerking emotional comment. I like the imagery that they use in this particular scene. And I'm studying, because I'm in build mode. Who are you focused on? Who are you studying? Who are you trying to get like? What books are you reading about those who have gone before you in the industry, right? I try to find everything that I can find on all of these people pre-wealth. See, I don't need to know what Oprah's doing today. I need to know what Oprah did 25 years ago. I don't need to know what Ted Turner is doing today. I need to know what Ted Turner was doing 30 years ago. You guys get it? Some of you guys are studying your mentors. My mentors always take me back to what they were doing when they were at my level in business. That's what I need to know. I don't need to know what you're doing today, because I'm not there yet. Tell me what you were doing, Mr. Ivy Stokes, when you built your business from $10. You took a $10 investment. How did you go from $10 to 600 million? He said, Cortez, I got in people's homes. I got in front of my people every day as much as possible, and I pounded the pavement. Well, okay, Mr. Stokes, I'm going to get in front of my people, and I'm going to pound this cyber pavement, right? He pounded the pavement via real estate. I pound the pavement via digital real estate, internet real estate. I have about 4,000 videos that are working for me 24/7. How much internet real estate do you own that will lead a person to buying from you, that will lead a person to connecting with you? Are you willing to pound the pavement? Are you willing to listen when those mentors pour into your life? Now he said, Cortez, pounding the pavement is great on the internet. Get your butt out from behind your laptop and get in the streets and pound the real pavement. Yes, sir. You the one worth 600 million. I'm climbing out of debt. I'm trying to get there. So you say get out from in front of my computer and get in my community and pound that pavement? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Right? So Make sure that you're studying others' success, biographies, man. There ain't nothing like a good documentary over somebody's success, right? Unsung and all that kind of stuff, man. I love that kind of stuff, to see where people have gone, what they have gone through, what they have overcome, because that's the name of the game. I need to know what you've overcome and how you overcame it, because if I'm going to get to where you are, I'm going to run into the same roadblocks. This time, when I run into those roadblocks, I already have the blueprint on how to get over them, around them, through them, under them, because of you, right? Number 14, underestimating the importance of emotional intelligence. Connecting with others and building an efficient, supportive team is fundamental to long-term success. I give people opportunities to connect with me all the time, because connecting with me, you connect to my mentors. And if you connect to my mentors, you connect to their mentors, right? Can you imagine who's mentoring my mentor? He's worth 600 million. What do you think his mentor is worth? Paul, I think that went over y'all head. I think y'all missed that one right there. You got to know how to make connections, right? Build teams, partnerships, co-ops, right? My mentor is worth 600 million. Imagine what his mentor is worth. Eventually, he's going to introduce me to his mentor. Come on, man. Number 15. We hear this a lot, and I think we take this too much to heart. Number 15 might rub some of y'all the wrong way. Stop surrounding yourselves with only like-minded people. What does this mean? It means you always need a Judas in the camp. Stop surrounding yourself with only like-minded people. Yes, you need to get around people with like minds, but diversity is the key. Diversity of thought. I need to be around people who will challenge my thinking. I need to be around people who will disagree with me, so that we can have a real dialogue about why you disagree. And I need you to bring to me that perspective out of left field, because that's going to stretch the way I think, because I haven't seen it from that perspective. That's where growth comes from, y'all. There's nothing wrong with the pessimist in the camp. I keep at least 2 pessimists in the camp. Because when I say I'm going to do this great thing, they always going to say, you can't do that, and here's why. And chances are that here's why, they bring up a couple challenges that I have not seen, because when we as visionaries get a vision, that sometimes all we see is the end result. We know we got to take a step-by-step path, but the pessimist says, here's what you're going to run into. The way they say it, though, sometimes will piss you off. The way they say it with so much fear and doubt in their voice will piss you off. But again, take emotions out of it. This is a real natural fear for them. You say, Cortez, you're going to lead us here. But when you say you're going to lead us here, I can't help but see all of these roadblocks along the way. How are we going to overcome them is what the pessimist is really trying to say. They're not saying stop. They're not saying don't go in that direction. They're not saying don't do that. They're saying, hey, brother, I'm willing to follow you wherever you're going, as long as you can give me a few more details about how we're going to get to this place. And you guys know part of leadership is being able to crystallize your thinking. And sometimes it is those pessimists who raise those fears and those natural objections to help you crystallize that thinking. And then number 16, stop lacking the patience with the startup process, right? I see some of my folks on who are new to partnering with us, and the way we do things are radically different. Do not lack the patience in this process along the journey. So many people can't get over the first 90 days because they don't have the patience to deal with the naysayers. They don't have the patience to deal with the family saying you probably shouldn't do that. They don't have the patience to see they don't have the patience to understand seed time harvest. Right? What do I mean by that? There's a time that you sow your seeds, right? And when you talk about seed time harvest, a lot of people think there's a seed time, then there's harvest time. No, there's a third time in there, and that's actually time. There is a time to sow your seed. There is a time for the seed to be nurtured, watered, and taken care of so that it germinates and grow. Then there's harvest time. What most entrepreneurs are doing is they want to sow a seed and they want to skip the time and start harvesting the next day after they sow the seed. If you're in any type of direct sales, you're any type of sales business, here's the way that it really works for you. The people that are joining me in business today are a result of activity I did 90 days ago. I want y'all to really hear this. If you are in any kind of business where a lot of your revenue comes directly from sales, you have to be out there constantly sowing seeds, pouring value into people's lives. And then there's a time period of which that seed has to germinate so that it breaks down underground. It literally dies before it starts to grow up. And then the sunlight shines on it, has to grow. And then eventually it will produce a harvest. The harvest that I get today is from work I did 90 days ago. What most people do is they do the work today. And they sow a seed today. They sow a seed tomorrow. They sow a seed today. They sow a seed for 88 straight days. They have not seen the harvest yet. But the seeds that they sow on day 1 is about to produce a harvest on day 91, but they quit on day 89. Oh, y'all, some of y'all missed that. I'm gonna rewind that one back. What most people do in entrepreneurship, they don't understand that seed, time, harvest, that's 3 components. You sow seeds every day. Every day I'm sowing seeds every day. I don't get a harvest from the seed that I've sown today until day 91. So you start sowing your seeds every day and you get to day 88 and you have not seen a harvest. The harvest that's about to pop up out of the ground on day 91 from the seed that you sowed 88 days ago, but you quit on day 89. And you know what happens on that 91st day, 3 days after you quit? The Bible says there are people who reap where they have not sown. That's when I come in and I swoop up your harvest that you planted, that you nurtured for 90 days. But because you quit, now that harvest is ripening on the vine. I just stroll right on by and say, hey, have you ever heard of income shifting? Yeah, somebody was telling me about income shifting, but I can't find them. They fell off the Facebook. You ready to get started? Yeah, okay. Well, join the Black Wealth Movement. I'll teach you how to build wealth from scratch. I reap where I do not sow because I have the power of persistence. I have the power of stick-to-itiveness. So you got started, you started sowing for 50 days, then you quit. And those seeds that you've sown, they're still germinating. Those people that you talk to about your business, about buying your book, about joining your team, about partnering with you, they still want to partner with you. It's just some cobwebs and some weeds had to be chopped down in their mind. You sowed the seed. Now life is starting to break down some of those weeds. Now the sun is shining, finally getting to touch the soil of their mind. Now that seed that you sown 90 days ago finally starts to germinate. And now they've had a shift in their mindset. They're ready to partner with you. They're ready to get started. They're ready to buy from you. They're ready to develop this wonderful business relationship. And they reach out to you and you're like, oh, I don't do that no more. They're calling you. They're texting you. You're not responding because you've given up. And then they go on Google and they do a search and they find one of my 4,000 videos and they say, I guess I'm just going to reach out to this guy. He seems pretty passionate about this whole thing that I'm now passionate about because somebody else sown a seed into my mind 90 days ago, 50 days ago. But since they've sown that seed, they quit. But I'm ready to rock and roll. So let me find somebody to get rolling with. Don't lack the patience in the startup process. 5 P's of prosperity really quickly, and then we're going to get out of here. If you're going to prosper, you need to understand these 5 P's. Number 1, persistence. You have to be persistent as an entrepreneur, y'all. That means you keep going even after you fail. You keep adjusting and you keep trying. When you hit roadblocks, you keep moving, you keep moving. Got to be persistent. Number 2, you got to understand how to persevere. See, persistence is when you hit the roadblock, you keep going. When you need to persevere, that means the roadblock hit you. That means something has knocked you on your bottom. Perseverance is how you respond after being knocked down. See, I can persist through challenges, right? But sometimes one of those challenges is going to knock me flat on my back. Do you persevere and get up and keep going? Or do you stay down for the count? Right? Persistence, perseverance, patience. A lot of times we're doing this entrepreneur thing. A lot of times we're doing something we've never done before. You have to be patient with the process. Right? Number 4, permission to fail. If you're doing something you've never done before, you're going to fail. Give yourself permission to fail. Get up, shake it off, and keep moving forward. Some people have such unrealistic expectations. They think that, hey, I'm going to start this thing. I'm just going to get it going, and it's going to stay going. I'm not going to hit any bumps in the road. No, give yourself permission to fail and keep going. Last P is procrastinate. Stop procrastinating. Get something started. It's the start that stops most people. Get started and persevere and push through the difficult times. So 16 things that entrepreneurs must stop doing. So I'm going to count down from 16. Number 16, stop lacking the patience with the startup process. Number 15, stop surrounding yourselves with like-minded people only. It's okay to have diversity of thought. Number 14, stop underestimating the importance of emotional intelligence. Build a team. My man, ERGJ says in 2018, you need a team, right? Develop your team. Start making those emotional connections in those relationships. Number 13, stop focusing so much on the output. Make sure you're studying and meditating on those who've gone before you so that you can glean from them. Number 12, stop worshiping the idea of entrepreneurship without stomaching the ups and downs. It's a roller coaster ride. Just don't flatline, y'all. It's going to be ups and downs, peaks and valleys. Number 11, make sure that you are not losing track of the important lessons that you're learning early in the process. That's going to help you big time. Number 10, stop fixating on the end destination without enjoying the climb. Number 9, stop saying yes to everything and everyone. No is a complete sentence. Stop living a chaotic and inconsistent schedule. Get you a game plan day to day. Every day my day starts out with 100 push-ups and this show Tuesday through Friday, right? Once this show is done, I start looking at the things that I have on my calendar for this week. And I start planning, plotting, strategizing. I start looking at my travel schedule. I start looking at all of my businesses, my primary, my first, second, and third primary businesses, what needs to be done in each. And I develop my game plan and I get me a to-do list and I attack it, right? Get some stuff done in each one of those areas. Number 7, eliminating all downtime is bad. God, it's okay to unwind. That's why we stopped doing the show on Mondays, right? You guys know I used to do Monday through Friday with this show. I stopped doing it on Mondays because I needed an off day. I realized that, hey, I can't be traveling all weekend long and then not take time to unwind and get right back to the grind on Monday. So on Mondays is my downtime. It's my reboot weekly time. That's why my haters are hiring, because I get to reboot every week and I get re-energized and recharged. And it's like, man, they can't keep up, so they need some help. Raising money rather than generating revenue. Focus on generating revenue, even if it's $1 per sale, then just keep scaling up. Number 5, stop using buzzwords to bolster your self-esteem and try to sound bigger than you are. You're a hardworking entrepreneur. That's it. That's all you need to know, and just keep grinding. Number 4, stop judging and condemning 9-to-5ers. Everybody ain't cut out for entrepreneurship, and neither are they willing to try, and that's okay. Number 3, stop thinking that you're the center of everything. Number 2, stop ignoring your mental and emotional well-being. We talked about entrepreneurship being a roller coaster ride, so that is an emotional ride as well. Make sure that you're taking care of your mental and emotional well-being, especially being Mental Health Awareness Month. Get yourself checked out. It is okay to go sit down with a therapist. We've got to get out of this. Black people don't talk to psychologists and psychiatrists. Black people only talk to their pastors. No, sometimes your pastor ain't enough. Go get some professional help, guys. I have literally woken up outside of my right mind, and I needed professional help, right? I needed medication to put me back in balance. I was gone at one point in my life, right? Thank God I had some good people around me, loving on me and willing enough to say, hey, this ain't the Cortez. I know something's off kilter. Let's go get him some help. There's nothing wrong with needing help, right? There's nothing wrong with seeking help. If you're not balanced emotionally, if you're having some thoughts that you can't seem to control, that's the first telltale sign. I didn't know that coming up. I went through some neglect and some emotional trauma, abuse in my childhood, and it was literally killing me on the inside. I started having thoughts that I could not control. I started having thoughts that I could not control. And eventually they got so out of control that the thoughts started to come out of my mouth. And people were like, this dude is off his rocker. So if you need help, it's okay to seek that help. And then number 1, glorifying overworking yourselves. Guys, stop it, man. If you're working hard for every dollar you get, that's a sign that you're financially illiterate. You should be putting some of your dollars to work for you. You should be working hard for some of your dollars, but not all of them, right? So keep in mind, if you are an entrepreneur, you got a product for sale, you've got a service for sale, you need leads, then I have a special promotion. You can host my Financial Freedom Fighters giveaway with me Friday night, 8 p.m. You get 5 minutes to promote your business, your brand, sell your products, generate leads from my audience Friday, 8 p.m. Central Time. Cost right now for this Friday coming up is just $15. $15. I have 6 slots that you can jump on and we will help promote your business and your brand to my following. I talk to anywhere from 1,000 to 2,500 people live on this particular platform. So if you want to get your product, your brand in front of more and more people, you absolutely can take advantage of this promotion, and you'll help me give away 5 luxury getaway stays as a result of people checking out the income shifting strategy. So it's going to be a cool platform, a cool show. You can take advantage of it for $15 this week. Chances are it won't be $15 next week. This week is our first giveaway Friday, so we'll gauge what the audience and the feedback will be like. Chances are this thing is going to blow up, and you're not going to be able to take advantage of this for $15 next week, because the viewership is going to skyrocket week after week. As I start giving away these trips, more and more people are going to be tuned in to see if they're winning. So yeah, you can get yourself in front of thousands of people every Friday night by marketing on this platform. So with that, I'm your main man, H. Cortez, the one and only financial health mentor to the Black community, everybody's favorite fatherpreneur. Until I talk to you next time, I want you to get your money up, because you absolutely can do it. But more importantly, you deserve to do it, each and every one of you. Peace out, y'all.